Dumela mo tshwanetso jalo ke a go dumedisa hibile ke go amogela gone mo conversation platform e ya rona e le King of Love podcast jalo ke go tshwanetse monna kio ele ene president wa AMDC jalo before a hand button ine ele ne moeteledipele wa rona ka jalo gore mo itse re mo tlhaloganye ke ha re utwa mafoko a tswa jalo ka ene o ta introduce yourself sebaka ke sa gago honorable.
Comrade Ronse.
Thank you so much.
Ke se molatela ka go dumedisa Motswana go gae ene gongwe le gongwe kwa leng teng mabitso a me ke nna ka itere Moeka ke kae ya ka comrade a buile ha o ka mpitsa la re comrade Moeka ke lone le ba nkitseng thata ka lone go ke tswang teng ke goletse Sefare ke mongwa ketsi ke motswapo ke ka ha basadi ba me ba ntseng ka teng ka ha bongwa ketsi ka ha ke tswa ka la ka kanya ka ke ntse ke motswapong ka Sefare ka ke gone ka ke go le ka teng.
So batsedi ba gago ha ke o himo go bone ele ke ntate kana ke mme le gore o tswa side ya kanye le Sefare jalo go o ka re alla kganyo so that ra go tlhaloganya botoka honorable.
A rra ke motho wa ka ha kanya ka ha bontsweng o ledi ke motho wa ka ha Sefare ka ha tswapong.
A go re tse ka motlhala comrade o re bolela gore tota ka kgolo ya gago hela go tswa go moding hela gore re comrade Moeka ke motho yo go dileng jang a godisiwa jalo ke batsadi mo kgolong ya gago hela jalo re go tlhaloganye in a broader perspective so that re tsene mo mothaleng wa gago re tsene mo dithakong tsa gago re bute re go file jalo ka puo ya sejatlhapi jalo re go tlhaloganye comrade.
Okay, so what I can say is that my upbringing was okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a village whereby, like, there were many students. Most of them, I can say, you know how growing up in a village kind of feel like. So yeah. So those kind of like bad behavior and stuff. So just from back there, when you look at the surrounding and then you look at yourself and you look at the environment, your vision, where you want to be, I think those are some of things that should inspire you to be someone else. So that's how I took it upon myself so that I want to become someone better, more especially when we come to leadership.
Can you please clarify about the background that you're talking about, that you have to be inspired by the environment that you grow in? What are the experiences that have made you to come to that conclusion that your environment has a greater contribution to how you view things? How was your upbringing?
It wasn't that, I can't say it wasn't that much bad, but it was better. So it was a lot of struggle and hardships.
Okay. I can see you are very active in leadership and political activities. Can you give us a clue? Where do you meet with politics for you to get into, to be thirsty for politics?
I started it around 2016, I think. It was 2016. Yeah, that's when I made my first endeavor into politics. I think.
Where was it?
It was in Sefare Junior. I was in Form 1, Form 2, I think, somewhere there.
Oh, okay.
And then my first elections, I think I was campaigning for the Minister of Sports, I think, and I lost my
first. You're not sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But have to be sure if you want.
It's way low back, like 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
But I can still remember about my campaigns that I have in my life, that I had in my life, even 9 years ago or 10 years ago.
That's a lot. Okay, so
you're campaigning for a Minister of Sports portfolio.
For Minister of Sports portfolio in 2016, and I lost my first campaign, and then I continued until I won. Somewhere there, I won in the way. So from 2016 till now, I have learned a lot in this leadership journey. So there are a lot of things that you are going to encounter along the way. So it's not just about standing up and advocating for other students. No, it takes a lot. Not just the courage, because it also comes with you gotta pay along the way.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
But what is it that have put you into this circle of politics? Like, say, get into your heartbeat and say, you know what, I want to get into politics. I want to be active.
So the thing is, I want to looking at my country and looking at our continent at large. So I have a vision whereby I see Botswana and Africa at large as a country or a continent that is worth.
So you started seeing these things when you were doing Form 2, when you were at your junior level?
Exactly. Because that's when I learned a lot about our history as Africa and the history around the world. And how does it place us in a global stage? So those are things. So when you get to learn about what our ancestors did a long way back there and what we are doing now. So the question that came to me is, what is my contribution now to ensure that I make situations better for the generation that is coming?
So I think it's an exciting experience. At that age, how old were you when
I was just 16 years?
You were 16 years. It's such an exciting moment and a great one for a 16 years old to be in that greater space and have that kind of mindset, because it's not everyone who have that kind of mindset. I really appreciate that. So can you get into the roots now and talk about this spiritual thing? Because like now when you connect with when you talk about the ancestors, I think you are now connecting with your roots. So can you please tell about these things that the people from the past did and how it have inspired you and contributed to your political mindset?
Okay, so the thing is, when we talk about spirituality, we are talking about, it's a part of humanity. Let me say, it's part of humanity, because we are three. We are physical beings, we are spiritual beings, and we are also, let me say, emotional beings. That's what makes us humans. So you can be one.
You can be one.
You can be one.
You have emotions.
You have 3 in 1. You have emotions, you have spirituality, and then you have the physical. So as now we are trapped in a physical world, that's what you see. That's a reality.
But there is something that is hidden behind that. And spirituality and emotions.
Behind this physical form I am in, I'm just a manifestation of a spiritual being. More especially what we call God. That's the concept of spirituality. And to understand this, I want everyone to understand that when I talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about religion. Religion is not a spirituality. You can't be spiritual and be religious at the same time. No, it doesn't happen like that. And dating back to years back, let me say 500 years back, before Africa was colonized, our ancestors, they were spiritual. For example, you
mean our parents or our ancestors?
I'm talking about our great-great-parents. 500 years back. It's a lot of generations back. So when our parents, or let me say our ancestors, were colonized 500 years back, Africans, they were spiritual. They were not religious.
They were spiritual.
They were spiritual. They were not religious. That's the thing we want to understand. So religion, it came with the European people. They came with the religion here in Africa to colonize and control and change how we do things at Africa. So by so doing, to take control and define our future, and also to leave what we call the colonial legacy. It's because for now, when you say you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, it's a colonial legacy. Why am I saying it's a colonial legacy? If it wasn't for colonialism, you wouldn't be a Christian or a Muslim, whatever you call yourself. So by simply being a spiritualist, now you are saying you don't take part in religion.
I think I'm confused now. Can you get back to just a little bit? I want to take you back just a little bit. Can we get into what are those activities that have been done by our great-parents in terms of these things of spirituality, so that I can get a broad understanding? Because like now I seem confused.
Okay, so the thing is, there is a misconception. More especially, it was brought by people who wanted to promote their religion. and they were telling our age mate that our ancestors were evil. They were praying to dead people and whatever. No.
What were they doing?
What they do is they acknowledge their forefathers in their prayers, because they believe that when they pray, their ancestors, since now they believe that when you die, you become a, what do we call, you remain in a, you become a soul. And the soul, that is spirit, you become a spirit. So now we are humans, you can't be above a spirit. Your spirit is your higher self. They believe that their ancestors, they're above them in terms of spiritual ranking, because now they're not in a human form. So when they pray, it's easier for their forefathers to pass their prayers to God, what they call God. There is a God in spiritualism. The ancestors are used to acknowledge, because they are our roots. Before I can talk to God, I have to think where I came from.
You connect with your roots.
I connect.
So the thing was that they were not worshipping the ancestors, they were acknowledging the ancestors in their prayers.
Just like in the Bible, where they pray, they can say the God of Abraham, God of whoever, I don't know the relatives of Jesus. So they may mention the relatives of Jesus from Jesus until the last one. Yeah, they are ancestors of Jesus. They acknowledge them. It's not like they pray to them. They acknowledge them.
They just acknowledge them.
Exactly what we are doing in the spirit. It's one thing.
Okay. So there is this guy who asked me a question, who said to me, can you please ask a question from me to Moeka? He said, I had to ask you this question. Are you antichrist?
Okay, I get a lot of people, they like to say I'm antichrist.
Because maybe he was judging from your statuses and your Facebook posts.
Okay, what I can say, so when you talk something against, the reason why I like to talk about Christianity is because I grew up as a Christian. I grew up in a Christian society. I attended church for about 10 years or more, I think. 10 years or more.
Okay.
The reason when I talk about religion, more especially I talk about Christianity, I can't talk about Islam because I don't know more about Islam, but I was a Christian. That's why normally I talk about Christianity. And the thing is, to answer your question, I'm not antichrist. I'm against religion, because religion is a cult. It's a propaganda. I know it hurts a lot of people, more especially Africans, and I always say them, you can't fight me for a religion that came with someone who is white to our continent. That is not our culture. It's a culture of the
Western.
It's a Western culture. It's not our culture.
Okay. Somebody posted, he screenshotted your. He posted a screenshot from your Facebook post, and you said Jesus was so weak, he was just being put. I don't know if you. I think you can remember it. Can you please get on it?
Oh, that one is just a joke. So I don't normally I like to intimidate them. So, I have a problem with these devil fighters.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, when we talk about this issue of Jesus and crucifixion, normally, if you're someone who does your research very well, there is an issue that the Bible was manipulated. To start with it, the devil issue, it was manipulated. I know people are not ready to talk about that, and we always talk about this. I once heard, I saw this podcast from someone. He's a Greek Jewish scholar.
Yeah, I think it's Joshua Mapunga.
Maybe. I think so. The guy was talking about this issue of the devil, how the devil came into existence, and what the person said was that this issue of the devil, it started with a conception of God, a concept of God. Someone said, what if you were God and everything around you is God? That's the concept of God came from. not a single entity outside you standing there say, no, this is God, we have to pray like it's written in a Bible. No, that's what I refuse to agree with.
Okay.
No, I believe everyone is God, and everything around you is God.
Okay.
That's God of the universe I believe in. It's not like I'm an atheist. No, I'm not an atheist. I don't agree with the biblical God. That one. It's not a true God. A true God is a God of the universe. That's my opinion. And the thing is, we can argue about this.
Yeah.
Looking at how the Bible is written.
Yeah.
And if you don't read it using, maybe I need spirituality to understand the Bible, but
yeah.
The Bible is not written in a spiritual form. It's written in a physical form. So when I read the Bible, I need to judge it in a physical context.
Okay.
So don't tell me I need spirituality to understand the Bible. No.
You don't agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. And the thing is, so when you read from the Bible, you judge everything. And just judge one thing using your logic. Not my opinion. Just read one story and use your logic. Yeah. And ask yourself, is this possible? Okay, I know someone will say, no, through God everything is possible, but it's not. Otherwise, their God would have saved our ancestors by the time they were ripped and killed by their people.
So is their God now? It's not our God?
No, it's not our God. That's why I say it's the God of Europeans. He helped Europeans, not us. Yeah.
Here in Africa, we have our own God.
Here in Africa, we believe in God of the universe.
Okay.
He's God of the universe. He's not a jealous God, and he understands that you have a position in this world. Like in terms of universe, what I can say is, without God, you are no one.
Without God, I'm no one.
You are no one.
That's powerful.
And without you, God is no one.
Okay.
It goes both ways. Why? For you to acknowledge the presence of God, you have to exist. If you don't exist, God doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because it comes through you to acknowledge the presence of God. If there is no one to acknowledge the presence of God, then it means God doesn't exist.
That's powerful, eh?
It goes both ways.
Okay. So where do you get this kind of intelligence for you to judge? Where do you get this way of thinking and reasoning and the way of seeing things?
It's just a critical thinking. I know, like, to be religious, it's very easy because you don't have to think much.
Oh, to be religious?
You don't have to think. They just tell you, agree, you are a sheep. Man, whatever they say, man.
You just agree.
You just agree. You don't even question.
So you question?
That I question everything. I want to understand. I want to understand. If you are telling me to just agree with everything you say, it's constant like a manipulation to me.
Okay.
Why should I agree with everything you say? Don't have, like, people they be saying, no, you have to just agree with everything that is written in the Bible for you to acknowledge the presence of God and the word of God. I'll be like, okay, fine. It's fine. It's your opinion. You can just say that. If I have to read everything and I agree with that, then I have one question, not about the Bible, but about myself.
Yeah.
How about my mind? So you think I can't think, or your God, your biblical God, undermine my mind, how I can judge the situation in the Bible and ask for myself? Because I also have a mind. I don't think God can give you a mind and also tell me to shut my mind for me to understand the Bible. It doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't.
So God gave you the mind so that you can think properly and judge things in a certain way.
In a certain way. And then he gave me the Bible to just shut my mind to understand the Bible. I will never understand this context. Maybe Christians will, but
you,
not for me.
Thank you so much.
And then they call me Antichrist. No, I'm not Antichrist. And the thing is, like, we are still going to talk about other things.
Yeah.
And the other issue, like, we are coming from the holidays about crucifixion of Jesus. And very soon we will talk about how Jesus was not crucified. It's another topic coming. I know people are not ready for the truth.
Okay.
And someone was killed. someone else was killed and Jesus flew away. I know the Bible was manipulated, and people are not ready for this because the more you go on, the reason why USA right now want to ban TikTok.
Yeah. So USA want to ban. Oh, I heard it.
You know why?
Yeah.
You read government news.
Mm-hmm.
You read other official news platform.
Yeah.
More especially the Western BBC, CNB, and whatever.
Yeah.
Those platforms. And also Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
They portray propaganda more than anything.
Oh.
So it's a source of information where people go and read. So whatever you read, you think is the truth.
Okay.
But with the TikTok, it's something else.
Oh.
Whatever they lie about, any propaganda they talk about, you go to TikTok, you are going to find something that you never met before, and instantly you will change how you think about the world. Because now you will see now these people that are pushing their narrative, they want you to think in a certain way. Okay. So by so doing, they're programming your mind. And later on, you will find yourself fighting against your brother or finding yourself fighting against someone, but the two of you have no issue, but it's someone.
Okay.
Writing.
That's powerful, eh?
That's someone. It's a propaganda.
That's
the reason why USA want to ban TikTok. It's nothing else. It's because they know in TikTok is run by China. It's owned by China. And they can't tell China what to do. It's because whatever they lie about, they come to TikTok, they find something else. So now he's a hero. Now you see why. So they don't want people to assess the truth.
Okay.
That's the main reason they want to ban. It's not for any spying issues or whatever. No. It's because of this. So TikTok is the only source where you can get information that is not biased. It's not a lie.
Okay. That's great, eh? So you go with China now.
I mean, why would I hate them? Because the thing is, they China, Russia, North Korea, Cuba.
Yeah.
Those are the countries. When our Africa was colonized 498 years ago.
Yeah.
These 4 countries I mentioned, right now, you come to Africa, most of people, they hate these countries.
Okay.
Little do they know, when slavery was brought here in Africa, those 4 countries, they stood with the Africans. That's the reason why slavery was abolished, these 4 countries. Now we are being told they are dictators, and the real dictator now is pretending to be your friend.
That's the funny part. Now I can say that this your leadership thing is your thing, no? So where do you see yourself in 5 years? I think we'll talk about spirituality if we get some more time, because I think we've got some more topics that we need to touch on before we finish wherever. Where do you see yourself in 5 years in terms of leadership?
In terms of leadership, so my upcoming project is, so I've been talking to other Africans, more especially in West Africa.
West?
Yeah?
West Africa. Yeah.
It's those countries, Mali, somewhere there.
Yeah.
So we are talking about, we are talking to those youth, more especially South Africa, Zimbabwe, and others. So I'm still looking for others. So it's just a project that is upcoming. So the thing we want to do is, I'm a Pan-Africanist.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we want to join. We want to make the African brothers and sisters to feel home wherever they are, just for you to move around the continent.
Yeah.
We want to kill this thing. When you look around, you really see a border in Africa. Just those buildings, they were placed just there. The issue is, there is border in Africa. There are borders in Africa, but they are just imaginary. They exist in our mind, but Africa is just one.
Africa is just one country.
Africa is just one country. So the thing is, what they made, what those wise guys did, when they went to the conference of Berlin, what those wise people did, they did what we call divide and conquer. They divided Africa so that they can conquer us.
Because when we are divided, we will become weak.
When we are divided, you are weak. That's the thing. So that's the reason why they bring their religion, is because they know when others agree with their religion and others don't agree with their religion, we are going to fight only because I don't believe with what you say. Okay. So that's the thing. So they bring those things. They divided us. Mali, Botswana, Somalia, whatever you call it.
But at first we were one.
At first we were one. We were one people. It was called Africa.
So you are against these things of borders?
I'm against that. And I know some people, they be like, when President Moses was saying this issue of cancelling borders, more especially talking about Zimbabwe, I remember when they were saying, no, we can't let Zimbabweans come here, whatever, they are stealing and they are killing our people and whatever, but it's still Botswana killing people. I know some Botswana who are doing drugs. Like the same thing Zimbabweans are doing, Botswana are doing, South Africans are doing, everywhere. You see it happening everywhere. It's just xenophobic. And the funny thing about it is, when you say someone who is white is coming to Botswana, no one is complaining. Just say your brother from South Africa or whatever, wherever around Africa is coming here. Now they start talking. You ask yourself, how come? How come? The consequences of slavery is just that is it portrays self-hate. You hate someone who is black like you, but you like someone who is white. Why? Because the whites, they made you believe their culture is better, they are better than you, and you think since they come here they are better than you, so you have to accept them anyhow. But someone who is white is just disastrous, and you don't want to associate yourself with those people. But let's be honest. Those people, they are more important as much as we are. And everyone.
Because they are our next employers.
They are our next employers. And the thing is, they fought so hard to be where they are right now. And here we don't know struggle. We are just
in Botswana.
We are just in Botswana and we are doing nothing for that matter. And the thing is, when we think about, I'm not thinking about eating, because people, they be like, oh no, when Zimbabweans come here, our economy is so small. When someone come here, our economy is so small. Then think about this. We have plenty of land outside there. We have plenty of natural resources out there. We have plenty of water and everything.
I really like the fact that you've touched on the hard drive of Pan-Africanism. Because I also thought I'm also in line with the thing of Julius Malemba's agenda of him trying to unite Africa, and what this name of the one who is being assassinated, Libya, Muammar Gaddafi. He was also the one who was trying to unite Africa, like he there in Europe, because those Western countries, they are united. That is why whatever they do, they succeed. And then for us in Africa, it's very, very difficult because we are divided. So for now, for me to do something in SA, I have to follow some hierarchical processes which can take the whole time, and then it makes my project not to succeed. So I'm very glad because you have already started to communicate with those people. So what are you trying to build? Is it a union or what?
No, it's not a union, maybe later, but for now we are just trying to lay some work, so that we can work together and see how their issues affect their countries, just to learn from each other. That's the main purpose. So the thing is about the reason why I reach out to West Africa, so more especially when I go to my TikTok, you find a lot of videos that those countries, most of them, they're being led by military. They're being led by military. And I often hear our leaders saying we don't want to coup in our countries. They are always against coup. But one thing, they never tell people why coup are being there, why there is a coup. They never talk about that. You know why?
Why?
Something we call democracy. Just DDS. Dilodicil. I know a lot of people that didn't need to think, well, you know what, when you are under democracy, you are living well, everything is okay. No. I don't want to do. You know what we call democracy? It's whereby you have a government where they prioritize the Westerners before their people. That's what we call democracy. And then their people, they suffer as the consequences of the government they choose.
So what is democracy? And do you like it?
Democracy.
Yeah.
But if what I see right now is called democracy,
Yeah.
it's another proportion of dictatorship. It's not democracy. It's dictator. This is not democracy. In fact, it's neo-colonialism.
Okay.
We are still colonized. We are not even a sovereign country. No, I will never believe that.
So here in Botswana, also in Botswana, do you see democracy here being?
I don't see democracy here. You know what they say? First of all, to give you an example,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of military?
The purpose of military is to protect the country.
In
From
Botswana.
in Botswana, and also from the external forces that may come as a threat to this country.
If I may ask you, who is the main threat here in Botswana?
The main?
The main threat.
The main threat? I don't know. Maybe you can tell.
I have an answer.
Yeah.
The politicians of this country, they are looting our country more than anyone, together with their Western friends. That's what we call democracy. And then someone who doesn't agree with what is happening, someone who is against the corruption, someone who doesn't, anyone who is weak to take power of their country, because they know they're going to be used by the Western leader.
Yeah. So what do you think can be done now to mitigate these problems that are faced with?
Maybe we need a dictator, someone who is against the Western imperialism. That's the worst way we can. That's the only way we can improve. Because I can assure you, right now today, it's the 2024 April.
So you like dictatorship?
It's not like I like dictatorship.
Yeah.
But as long as it benefits the local people, then I'm fine with the definition of dictatorship. As long as the local people are benefiting from their resources and you call it dictatorship, then it's fine. Rather than calling it democracy when we are dying of hunger.
While people are suffering. Also, you'd rather go to dictatorship that will provide.
I would rather be led by a dictator
who provide
and also has a vision to develop a country.
Rather than subscribing to democracy.
Rather than subscribing to this democracy, because it's only wasting the Western world, not us. So, what's so special about the term democracy? Just because you vote someone. You know what happens in other countries? Like, I know North Korea. The election each and every 5 years. There is only one candidate, it's their president. So everyone they go and vote their president. That's democracy.
Okay. They just vote for a president. They don't vote for other MPs.
No, there is no one. It's only president that they vote him.
But there
is only one name, it's him.
But their country is thriving.
More than ours, we call a democratic state. They are way 100 times better than us. You know why? Because they are not being looted by the Western world. That's the only thing. So when the Western people are not benefiting, they call you the Western world. Or they call you a dictator. For example, this guy, the colonial
Muammar Gaddafi.
No, not Gaddafi. The one who took over Burkina Faso recently.
Traore or something.
Traore. The one, they call him dictatorship right now.
You know why? You
know why? Because he chased French outside. He said, you know what, France? You have been looting our resources for a long time. So you have enjoyed. Now it's time to go home. You know what they say? He's a dictator. Do you know what he did? His country now is producing the cars and these machines for mining. That's what he did within 2 years. It's been 2022 since he took over. Now it's 2024, and his country is already producing these machines for mining.
Is he the guy who took power through a coup?
Yeah, he's the one. They call him a dictator.
But he's benefiting his
and
people.
you know what's funny about it? The people of Burkina Faso are happy with him.
And they love him so much.
You know why? Because now the people of the country, they are starting to enjoy what is theirs. So now they are happy. And
he's one of the youngest leaders in Africa.
Exactly.
How old is he? I think it's 35
He's 35 now.
Maybe he's turning 36 this year. I'm not sure. So I think we have exhausted it. Maybe we'll meet next time if I'll get some questions basing on this topic. Now let's get into the institution. My president, you wanted to campaign for the presidency portfolio, if I remember well. it was last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year,
Yeah,
and
last
there
year.
was a lot of noise around it. What happened? Can you please give us a clear view about it?
The thing about this is,
Yeah,
not to be biased,
yeah,
there's some policies
yeah,
within the institution.
yeah. Look at the camera so that they can.
So there are policies within this institution. And
Yeah.
since I came here in 2020,
Yeah.
I've been challenging the same policies.
Yeah.
And what I said was, I was just saying, from where I come, I understand that we have different capabilities.
Yeah.
There is something I am good at
Yeah.
that you're not good at, and there is something you're good at. Just you can excel academically,
Yeah.
and I can excel in terms of leadership,
Yeah.
but you're not the same. But if we have to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then do we see a future?
No.
Because then I have to live my whole life believing that I'm stupid.
Oh, okay.
Now you get the thing. So the thing is, they said, okay, for you to campaign, you have to get this mark. And I remember it's twice.
Yeah.
I was 1% short that month.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the thing is, no, I was not allowed to campaign, but not because I'm not capable, but because I didn't excel academically.
Okay.
So, these things, they are just the challenges. So I've been here, not because I was the one who was being forced to follow the policies, but by the same people who gave out the policies, but they never did what they were not supposed to do. You get the issue is.
Yeah.
So when you have power, you can abuse your power as you like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened here.
But here is the constitution, and for you to change the constitution, you have to get into the SRC so that you can be able to change the policies. Or also a student going to the SRC and make an arrangement and agreement on how you can change the policies. Did you get to make any attempt in such a space?
The best way to do it is when you are part of the board.
Yeah.
It's easier when there is a council. I mean, people who are serious about what they're doing.
Yeah.
Not people who go to SRC for fame and any benefits or interest they have.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you get there, you sit down with your people, then you talk about the policies, how you are being regulated, and the future, how you want to see things.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do things. So when you write policies or you change policies, you know that for the better. So even a law, I've said this before, a law or a policy, it can always be changed if people don't want it.
And you wrote so many emails, I think, to the management and also to the IEC, the previous IEC. How did it go and why did it fail?
No, we wrote those letters, they accepted them. They saw them.
Yeah.
And they know it's true.
Yeah.
They saw proof, but they didn't do anything. That's why I say you can have power, but if your interests are not protected, then you are going to abuse your power. That's exactly what they did.
Okay.
They showed them, but they have to ignore because it's not within their interest. That's what they did.
So why did they ignore? Is it because they didn't want to see you in the part of to be part of the SRC or what?
They see me as a threat.
Oh,
That's
with the
the
management or the IEC?
I'm not sure about the management, but I know about 2 to 3 guys who knew that when this guy come here, we are not going to arrest. And it's true, they were not going to arrest.
Okay.
It's true, they were not going to arrest. And I'm glad they did what they did, because right now they will be home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And let me talk about it. I mean, you had a problem. I think there's tension that developed because between you and the current president, like now, Prince Muswan. Can you tell us about it? Because in the previous elections, before the last elections, you guys also had a problem where the guy threatened to assault you. I don't know, because you are the one who raised the issue when they were campaigning and they were putting the canvas of their manifestos there at the cafeteria.
Yeah, it's true. But the thing is, I've always talked about this. So as for me, I don't know where Prince come from in terms of leadership. But as I always say, so I have laid my foundation.
Yeah.
So it's been 9 years ago. So when we talk about politics, we are not just talking about what we call what this boat leaking, whatever they're doing right now. So you can say, you know, our president right now, the president of the country is a boat leaker. You know that. So when we grow up with that mentality, for us to groom leaders, we are building monsters. I don't know if you get me. And the people who can take any institution or a country forward, they are not the people who are not being voted for. It's true.
Okay.
It's true. It's because you see people, they don't want someone, or they're trying their best to sabotage someone to make sure he or she doesn't get that position. Just know there is something they're trying to protect.
So do you believe that the guy had a hand in trying to sabotage you, for you not to get into the portfolio of
like having a hand? No, I know his boss. He had his boss in Mr. Clark. No, I'm not afraid to mention him. He knows. I told him. And Chris, I told him, Mr. Clark and Chris. I told them.
Yeah.
And there was another lecture.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking Moeka, but still I want to say, because it's a future. There was another lecture. Learn. The same person. One other thing, by the time I read the issue, that the girl asked really critical Baragarabor. Kana la one hore ke ruri do go ha. And la one hore ditshotso at the channel tsa me di solos. And my rights were being validated here. And I was asking a simple question. Now, what are you going to do? What does the school says?
Yeah.
Because I know obviously the school says something, and it was something that they were not ready to do. And do you know what they did?
What indeed?
We will give you response. Even today, they never did.
Okay.
They never did.
But did he apologize because
he did, and I forgave him.
You forgave him. Yeah. That's why I think like now you guys are cool. So if you want to tell me that if he get to knock on this door, are you gonna greet him?
Yeah, obvious, most definitely.
So do you guys talk? When was the last time you guys had a conversation?
I think I saw him last month.
Last month. Okay, thank you so much. Let's now get into another topic of gender-based violence. It's gonna be quick because like now we don't have enough time, and I'll invite you next time. Can you please talk about gender-based violence? Can you just give us a clear view on your position about gender-based violence? What's your take on these things, these issues of gender-based violence?
Okay.
Like your broader understanding about it.
It's all about abuse, okay?
Yeah.
So when we talk about gender-based violence, it doesn't only talk about women and children.
Yeah.
So we need to balance this thing here.
Yeah.
When we are trying to address gender-based violence, we are also creating another problem. Because where we take care of children and women, and then we leave men aside, they feel neglected. And now they become monsters again. That's why it never ends. Because we need to consider all three.
Okay.
That's the best way. So the thing is about, I personally, I feel like when we talk about gender-based violence, we only talk about whereby incident happened, but we never talk about the root cause. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, I understand you.
We don't talk about the root cause. What causes gender-based violence? Not the fact, not the effect of the gender-based violence. Because you can maybe insult me right now, then I hit you. And then people, they start talking because I hit you. And no one talk about the cause.
They don't care about the cause.
They don't care about the cause. They only talk about the problem. That's our problem. The problem is not the problem, but how we approach the problem. Okay. That's the problem.
So what do you think are the causes of gender-based violence?
It has a lot. A lot in it. The thing is, more especially the upbringing. Because we are nothing compared to our childhood. Right now, you are just an adult in a child boat.
Can you please tell us more about it?
You know, the thing is, when you grow up,
Yeah.
the traumas that you have, and how you see things, the environment you grow in, it shape you to be some. You see, I come from a village where I can see someone maybe hitting a girl.
Yeah.
You see, it's a boy hitting a girl, and someone be like, no, people from this village, they do this. No, they don't do that. So I often give myself myself as an example, saying, but I'm from that village, but I don't do that.
Okay.
You know what? Because when I grow up, I didn't see my father beating my mother. So there's no point of me doing that because I've never seen that. I see that you get the things. And when I see people doing that, obviously I intervene.
Oh, you intervene?
I intervene. Like this December, it happened. I saw this other guy beating a girl, and I intervened. Yeah, we had to fight with that boy because I had to fight, telling him that, you know, I can see that you want to fight. Let me help you and leave this girl aside because I can see.
Oh, so you found a boy beating a girl, and then you intervened and started you guys exchanging some blows with the guy.
Yeah, because I saw he really wanted to fight him. So no, this one.
So you came and give him his match.
Yeah, he wanted his match, obviously.
He wanted his match. That is an interesting thing.
So the thing is, when we talk about gender-based violence, we should talk about the root cause.
Yeah, the root cause.
We should talk about the root cause. When we can stop where the problem comes from, we will nowhere talk about.
But can you please at least mention one thing that is causing these things for it to get to this level now? Because I think more girls, like more women, are dying almost each and every single day because of these things of gender-based violence and passion kills. What is it that is causing these things?
One I can say, the first one, if women are being killed, I know most of them they are notorious. One, they should stop cheating. That's one thing. I know most of them they are being beaten or they are being killed for cheating. That's the main reason. Number one, they should stop cheating. That's one I will say. And do what instead. If you don't want the person, please release them.
Yeah, tell them.
Yeah, tell them. It's okay.
Don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Because cheating is now becoming a suicide.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great.
And the other thing is, it's us.
Yeah.
We are trying to be. I don't know if we are trying to be a monster.
Yeah.
Or we are being built to be a monster.
As guys.
Yeah, as guys. So we don't want to. We don't have to be treated like God or something.
Oh, okay.
Something you have to understand that as much as you want to be listened, then you have to listen to
your partner.
That's one thing about it. Because you see, one thing about me, sometimes I get tempted, but I never beat a girl in my life.
Because like now what I've realized is that there are laws that have been put in place for now and say if you beat a woman and something, you have to be sentenced immediately. And still, these things are escalating. The numbers of gender-based violence are growing almost daily.
You know.
So what is it that you think can be done to curb this problem?
It's because everyone is talking about the problem, but no one talks about the root cause.
Okay.
But you see, the problem is when you tell someone don't do something, and then they provoke you to do the same thing, they're telling you not to do it. Once you do it,
obviously I'm gonna.
Now you see why the cases are rising every day.
Yeah.
It's because they are trying to curb something, but the same people who are being protected, they are provoking you to do the same thing. That's the reason why the problem will never be solved. And others, they think when you are being beaten, it's how you are loved. And others, they do it because they are settling. They don't know how they are going to live afterwards. That's the same thing. And you know the most dangerous thing about it is when you have kids with that person and your children, they grow up seeing this thing, they are going to do the same thing. The cycle continues.
Okay. That's powerful. We are now coming to the very. I think we're about to wrap up and close. Let me. It will be an insult to myself if I won't talk about love because Remember, Rex is the king of love. This is the King of Love podcast. So I think, do you believe in love?
Yeah, I do.
So
I
you have
do.
a partner like now?
Yeah, I do.
Where is she?
Oh, she's home. Not my house, anyway. Not my house.
So when was your last time you said I love you to her?
This morning.
This morning. Okay. Where is she? Like the place? Is she in Habaroni or something?
She was outside of Abuja
Where?
yesterday.
Where is she? Why are you not telling about the place?
You know the thing is, I don't want anyone to know about. So those who know, they know. Those I want someone to know once they see us.
So you don't want to tell us the place?
I know I don't want anyone to know the place because you might think right now that you know what.
Are you not afraid that if you're gonna say she's from Molepole, the one from Tamara will now start to question us?
No. No, I don't have many partners. That's why the reason I've been saying don't cheat. So I don't cheat.
No, okay.
That's the thing to start with.
Also, you want to tell me that you can mention her name in this podcast here?
No, I won't. No, I won't. After 1 year anniversary, then you will know her name. Not now. It's too early.
Yeah, can you just talk about AMDC and then we wrap up and then we'll finish up. AMDC, where does it come from?
The thing about AMDC, Alliance Movement for Student Democratic Change, just a beautiful movement. We formed. It was in 2020. When we got in a hostel, we spent about maybe 2 to 3 months. So we had no money at all, but I was staying inside this room. This same room. Yeah, I was inside this room when I was doing year 1. So there was this other guy here, Brian.
Yeah.
And we have solo fellow here.
Yeah.
Teflin was staying here. We also had Teflin in this
room 22.
Yeah, this room 22.
Yeah.
He was staying here. So we had a meeting and we told them, guys, you know what? So since you see things are like this, don't you have someone to go to the management and tell the guys, we are suffering, we need money. And I was sent there. I was with someone.
Where the DTF or the management?
To the management.
Yeah.
So we went there and we talked to them. And then it took about a week. And then after a week, and then we got our money. Then we sat down and said, guys, now you see we are on our own because there was no one here. And you see, these guys who came afterwards, they were lucky because someone came to them, but no one came to us, not even on a single day. We were here on our own. We didn't know who is who, where do we go. So I just came here. There was even no orientation. We just came here and then we sat down. So we had to fend for ourselves. So
this is where AMDC comes from.
This is where AMDC came from. Then we'll be like, okay guys, so now you see, since we are on our own, so we have to form a party. Then we go there, we are going to campaign. And then after we campaign, we should take it upon ourselves to ensure that our people are happy. We are happy with everything. Decisions being made and the service that are being offered. So that's where the
AMDC comes from. It's because of these struggles that you guys had, and then you had to form AMDC. Before we close, comrade, our queen for Mr. and for Miss BLE is from Haburani campus. Miss Jennifer Ikibalipila, she come from my side there now. What can you say to her before we close?
I have her number, I think. The thing is, I didn't say I saw it. Was it yesterday when President Prince posted?
He posted it yesterday.
I saw it. So I just want to congratulate her. So I once had a conversation with her. She told me that she's into this thing of modeling. She once told me that, and told her, okay, but good luck. And now I can say she wants something. I'm very happy for her.
She's a good girl, right?
But I don't know her personally. I never met her personally. We only talk through the phone.
Okay. So do you have something for her, like feelings or something?
Feelings, I have a partner. I have nothing for
I wanted to see something.
No,
Thank you so much. Here is with Comrade Moeka. We are now we have now come to an end of our podcast. Can you please say bye-bye to your people before we close?
Alright. Bye-bye, guys. See you next time.
Thank you so much. I've come to the very end of our podcast. Mind you, this is King of Love podcast. Your host, it was such an exciting moment with being with our president, Comrade Moeka. I thank you so much for your help. Make sure that you come to my podcast when you get an invitation. And I would like to thank Mumpluki as my cameraman there. And I'll say thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you.